Hello, vinyl community, and anyone else watching this. Hope you're all doing well. I have no idea when I'm going to get this video put up. It may be a little while, but you don't know when I'm making it anyway. So, I had an idea kicking around for about a week. And it's an idea, I'm not an expert on this by any means. So it's an idea that I would like input in comments or make your own video. And the subject is this: I've been watching a lot of videos lately, and everybody's very into the covers of Beatle albums, and this is a Beatle video. Variations on covers and matrix numbers on records and labels, and that stuff's cool, and I like that stuff, don't get me wrong, I like that stuff too. But I never hear anybody talking really about the variations in the music that's actually on the records. So I'd like to start, hopefully, a thread, a Beatles Oddities thread. And most of the ones I'm going to show, and I'm only going to show a few, are very common. But you guys might know, and probably do know, a lot of things that I don't know. So I'm throwing this out there, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to start out with really, really common. In America, of course, we have the United Artists Hard Day's Night soundtrack. And on that is I Cry Instead, which is supposed to be I'll Cry Instead. Most copies had never fixed this on. This is a late 70s issue. Anyway, you'll notice that the song is 206. And on any of the Capitol albums and the Parlophone, it's 146 or something like that. So they extended it. They took one verse and repeated it over and got the song longer. This is the sort of thing I'm talking about. It's a longer version of the song. And finally, when Capitol reissued this album, they stuck with the Hard Day's Night master, and the longer version is on here too. But that's the thing I'm talking about. Anywhere else, it's going to be the shorter version of the song, except the 45. A few of these things do exist on 45, and I'm not going to talk about them. And I'm not going to talk about the Rarities albums or Anthology or anything like that. Just sort of more standard British albums. The other one, of course, obviously, Help. Our version of Help on Help has that James Bond intro thing on it. Common, every American version has it. We all know this, the British one doesn't. But what some people in other countries may not know is that if you get the American 62 to 66 album, the James Bond version is at the beginning of Help. If you buy the new version, or a British version, or a version from, as far as I know, anywhere else in the world, it's the standard single version of Help, and the James Bond theme is not on it. So, in America, outside of America, this is a little bit of an oddity. Here's another one. Beatles 1. Day Tripper has always had a dropout. The stereo version. Mono version's fine. Stereo version, towards the end of the song, one channel drops out for about a second. They finally fixed it on 1. So if you buy 1 on vinyl, Day Tripper in stereo has no dropout. I would assume that it is there on the new issue of Past Masters, the stereo. I would assume it's there, but I don't know. Another one, of course, Yellow Submarine. This version, they remixed a lot of stuff, but the major differences are on Nowhere Man and Yellow Submarine. The vocals are in the center, not on one side or the other as they are on the originals. So, but this is international, so anybody that buys this, or the last one, you know, gets those. But these are just mainly examples, and one more in America. We had this, and I don't know who else had it. Beatles Greatest, and I don't know why you'd want it, but Hey Jude is almost a full 2 minutes shorter on this album than it is anywhere else. So it's a bit of an oddity. But now we're getting to a little bit of better things. But again, if you guys want to help me out and tell me, sure there's tons of these that I'm forgetting or I don't know about. But Rubber Soul, the stereo version of Rubber Soul in America on You Won't See Me, not You Won't See Me, I'm Looking Through You has a false start. And I don't even think the mono does, but it's been so long since I've heard it, I'm not positive of that. But as far as I know, nowhere else in the world did you get the false start to I'm Looking Through You than the American Rubber Soul. So an oddity. Now it gets a little better. This, in America, I Am the Walrus only has 4 beats at the beginning. In Britain, I know it did other places, but on here as well, but it's not the biggie on here, you've got 6 beats opening up I Am the Walrus, making it an oddity, at least for us in America. But there's 2 other things on here. Strawberry Fields Forever is about 10 to 15 seconds longer than it is anywhere in America. But the big thing on here, and I think a lot of people have never noticed this, Baby You're a Rich Man on the German Horzu version of Magical Mystery Tour doesn't have a distorted piano. Every other version I've ever heard on every album, they distorted the piano. And here, it's a very, very clean piano, which I just think is cool. So this definitely is an oddity, if just for Baby You're a Rich Man. I've only got 2 more left. The one everybody knows about it is why people buy this album. The German, the Beatles Greatest. It doesn't matter which version you get, what label, an original, it doesn't have to be. But of course, All My Loving has the 5-count hi-hat opening, which has been edited off of every other version that I've ever heard. So this is sort of a must for Beatle collectors because you get that extra at the beginning of All My Loving that is nowhere else. And I've only got one more here, and it's the one that started it all. It's one that got me thinking about this because I didn't know it was on there. And sure enough it is. I showed this in my last recent finds video. It's a German pressing of the Beatles' Something New. Really cool back cover. But the interesting thing is, in fact, it just happens to be the song that's playing in the background, but it's not this version. And I Love Her. In America, we had the Rarities album, and there's 6 bars at the end instead of 4. It's from this album. This album has the 6-bar outro for And I Love Her on it, which is pretty cool, and I didn't know that when I bought it, and that just makes it that much better. So this is almost a must-have for Beatle collectors because it's that version of And I Love Her is on there. So pretty cool. Okay, that's it. Short little video. I love your comments. I'd love you to make a video and say, hey, you moron, you forgot this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. That's sort of what I'm looking for. But comments or videos or whatever, or just say, this is really dumb. But for me, collecting vinyl is more even about listening than all the other stuff. The other stuff is great. Again, I like it. I'm into it. I buy records for different covers and everything just like you guys do. But for me, if you can find different music, a different mix, they did something different here, that's pretty cool. So, what you guys know, make a video or put it in the comments. If you make a video, send me the link too, in the comments. I want to see every video anybody makes on this. But I just thought it was an interesting thread. It's probably been done to death, and I just don't know about it, but there you go. So, thanks for watching. Check out my podcast, snapcracklepop.podomatic.com. We're doing the 60s all summer long, the summer of the 60s. So starting mid-June, check that out. And if you're into the 60s, we're going to go through till just about September playing nothing but 60s. Anyway, enough of that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you're all doing well. Again, comment, make a video, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And thanks. Bye.